So what now?
From here, the employer is going to be charged, and then the employees are also going to be charged. With the employees, we are going to effect deportation. With the employer will have to be fined, subjected to a fine, and then we are going to take him through the court process.
Dumelang bana ba ntete modimo hape lebitso la ka ke nna Lemohang. Ausi eno ke ena trendang haholo ho TikTok ka mora hore ebe o expose restaurant e bitswang ka hore ke Babel Resturant. Ya ka tsela eo basebetsi ba mono ba tshwarwang ka teng, ka tsela eo yena a ileng a bona tshwarwa ka teng, ke dintho tse makatsang gore kore ya pele ke restaurant ya mofuta ofeng kapa ke firm efeng e reng ba sebetsi ba ithekele diphahlo, ba ithekele dintho tse ba ilo di sebedisa ka moo ho etsetsa bona tjhelete. Jwale ka utlwa ke swaba haholo ha o thwe monga restaurant ena o tswa France, ke naha tsane tse mose kwanana. Ka utlwa ke ipotsa hona batho bona bao ha ba tumme ka gore ke batho ba nang le lerato, batho ba basweu ba utlwelang batho bohloko ha kale. Ebe eo yena ho kgonahetse jwang jwale ebe o itshwere bohlaswa jwalo, o etsa batho dintho tse fanya ka naheng ya habo bona. Hae ngwananyana enwa ke mo shapela diatla hle. Ke rata banana ba tjena nna mokgwateng. Ke rata banana ba tjena ba sa dumele ho etswa disebediswa. Jwale Westport motho a tloya ma tloang teng a tlola ho fetola sekepe se le naheng ya heno. O tshwana na a tlola ho fetola sekepe se le heno. Jwale o phuthulwe kae? O senka kae sebete le matla hore o tla ntreat jwalo heso. Ngwananyana enwa na hle jo o ntse mosebetsi o moholo haholo, o bile o pholositse le ba bangata. Jwale o hlaka taba hore bile hona le batho ba tshwereng mono ba tswang ka ntle, ba ne ba sebetsa ntle le ditokomane. O etsa dintho tse senang kelello restaurant eno ya hae ka nqena ha ikobele le molao ya naha. O na le belletse go qetella tlo tla ba efeng jwale ha santsa sendela ngwananyana eo di-email, di-message hore a hlakole video e nngwe tja wa qima. Ha go utlwe hore na o se o di tshetlehile jwang, comment section mono se ya maikutlo a lona ba ratho. Ke a tseba hona le ba bang ba tlola ba kwata hore batho bana ba ne ba sebetsa mono ba ne ba ikamoetse ka boemo bono. Ha na sa batle ho sebetsa ka ba tswile. O bo so boloka comment eno ya hao ka nnete hobane ke dipuo tsa matemo ana fela tse ka bang tsa mofuta ono jwalo. Ha o sena taba tsena tsa di bua mona na ha di se di theowelang ho hang.
Guys, the restaurant that I'm about to expose, I'm sure they've broken every right at the Labor Relations Act. Just opened, it's in Menlyn. I've been working there for a few days now. So what happened is I went for a job interview. I showed them my CV and my socials, and I was hired on the spot. And then they told me that I should buy a uniform for this job, right? So a cross belt, a white shirt, black shorts, black apron, black shoes. I was like, okay, you know what? It's fine. I'm going to buy those things because I'm just grateful that I got the job. It was a bit for me at first because I was like, I've worked at other places previously and I've never had to buy my own uniform. But I was like, hey, it's whatever. I went to work the next day and then there was just like, oh, guys, there were more things piling up. As waitresses, Zitibana, we have to buy our own equipment, right? I didn't know about that. So basically, equipment is a bottle opener, a cigar cutter, e-cigarette lighter, cigar lighter. Yeah, boy, like you buy all of these things yourself out of your own pocket. Mind you, I had just spent 1,000 rand on just the uniform, excluding alterations, excluding the transport fees, and now I have to buy the equipment myself. But I was like, you know what, it's fine. This was 10 years because I had all of these things within the second day that I was working there, only to find out that there is no contract. There is nothing that is legally binding between you and the restaurant. You just go there, you work. If you get fired, you get fired because there's no contract. So tin, how are you going to defend yourself? That was the second red flag for me, actually. And then they were like, we don't have a basic salary. As not basic salary, you make imali liquid tips. This wasn't discussed with me prior. Diva ngokem sebenzini, you make imali liquid tips. There's like a mandatory tip of 10% that they bill to the customer. But even that 10% tip, the restaurant takes about, I think it's 20%, 30%. I stand to be corrected. Something about breakage and leverage, I don't know. So glad 10%, they still take imali etil. And when you come into work, you have to pay what they call a runner fee, which is 200 Rand. So basically, a runner is someone that assists the waitress. And then you also have to pay your runner at the end of the night. Mhlambi ndimo wrong, or maybe I don't know how things work, but all of this seemed extreme to me, especially considering the fact that we don't have a basic salary. So fine, I worked there. My first day, it was not smooth sailing because it is my first day. Yes, I've worked at other places, but it's my first time working here. I'm still trying to learn how things work up. Guys, when I tell you what I went through at that restaurant, Zang, I have never gone through that in my entire life, even in my personal life. The way that they treat us, even the way that they talk to us, they make us feel less than, they belittle us. Asina break, you work from 1 p.m. up until 2 a.m. the next day. There's no break. You have to sneak maybe a Red Bull in the bathroom or outside in the corner, even if you're eating ipie yako. Uyitya like unexhala ba a manager is gonna walk in and scold you for that. It's so, guys, ibuhlungu into eyenzeka pha, and I just felt like I had to speak up because there is no ways. I don't even know if the customers know that the employees are being treated this way. Intsha kraca kumi yonke le nto ba, you know. But I was like, let me suck this up, yabo. Let me just try my best to make imali. But it's even hard to make kwalamali tips because you find that most of the managers, they're friendly with some of the waitresses. So you could be standing there whole day and not even get tables because they're giving it afile kwichomi zabo wena awuzosebenza. For example, last week Sunday, I went home with a debt to the restaurant. I ended up having to owe the restaurant 20 Rand because of leverage and breakage and whatnot. After working from 1 p.m. up until 2 a.m., I ended up owing them. Excuse me. For example, today, I've worked so hard, but just because andinikwa itafile mna, mhlambi customers will come, they'll say no itafile kabani bani leyana, no customer kabani bani. You're like, okay, sharp, sure, I see how this is. Today I went home with 100 Rand tips. I went home with 100 Rand tips today after working from 1 p.m. up until 2 a.m. And I was like, you know what? But it's okay. So before work started, we complained that the cutlery are short, things are slow in the kitchen. Then they were like, we are losing the cutlery, therefore everybody is getting fined 200 Rand. How are we losing the cutlery? Who is taking it home? Who is losing it where? Like Siphelele Kula restaurant, they search our bags when you go home. So where is it being lost? So basically, we are buying a cutlery here restaurant because they find all of us 200 Rand. That accountant or whatever she is, she gave me this 100 Rand. Maybe find a tata. Then the manager came to me. She's like, Mihlali, we know you're not on the WhatsApp group, but we're finding everyone 200 Rand. Ndizayifumana nanku ke uphathi wam. So ndimbuzo sisiba ndizayifumana phi because ninike 100 Rand my tips for the day. This is how much I made from working from 1 p.m. up until 2 a.m. ndenze 100 Rand. So ndizayifumana phi 200 Rand ye-cutlery fine. They're like, no, like basically mandizame ndibanike because imali yabo I owe them. Guys, when I tell you my tears were here, like I told myself that, you know what, I'm gonna go home because this is cruel. Like ningolile. Like basically I'm gonna be left at a negative 100 Rand after working so many hours. Because Nina, you don't want to buy your stock or inventory. What is it called as a restaurant? Like besides that, the way that they speak to us, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the previous in the part 1, the way they speak to you, ingati awuyo ngati if you even doubt ba kanti ekhaya ndiyathandwa okanye why ndilapha. So basically this other manager, she comes to me and then she's like, tshintsha hairstyle yakho. And I'm like, she's like, ungabuya apha emsebenzini nale hairstyle. Mind you, work ends at 2 a.m. Then we have to be there at 1 p.m. So where am I going to find the time to take out these braids and do another hairstyle? akaniki no reason why mandis change. And I know 3 other girls that work with the same hairstyle, so I was so confused, like ingati they were out to get me because I'm new, or maybe they didn't want me there. Because I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the part 1, but even when I came into work today, they were like, Koduka uzopangela, we were demoting you. Just because I was slow on my first day and still trying to learn the ropes, we're demoting you. I'm like, guys, can I please work? Because ndilapha. I bought the uniform, I paid the transport to come here. Abafuni ivasana. Ngelakha, they let me work, but at what cost? Because I only made 100 rand because itafile ziyavalwa for abantu babo. So I'm like, I tell this manager, I'm like, I can change my hairstyle within a few days. She's like, ungaze emsebenzini unale hairstyle. She's speaking English. Yabazi wethu, but ke mna ke ndithetha isiXhosa sam. Uthi, don't come back to work unale hairstyle ngomso, which is Friday. Today is Friday, yeah. So I'm like guys, indlela basiphatha ngayo phayana, but more so especially me. Like especially mna, because ndimtsha andazi noba kwenzeka ntoni politics aphayana, but ibuhlungu. Some other girls told me that before I worked there, they called them for a meeting and they said that babi nimbatshe nemilenze, babaniki gift card zikaMac, bathengani makeup, yenzani makeup nibabi. How do you say that to people? Like, guys, into yenzeka pha ibuhlungu. It's so painful, and they fine us for everything. Ngathi benza imali ngathi your hair is not up to their standard, fine. Your nails are not done, fine for yonke into nje. Ingathi we are fueling the restaurant. That's noba ndilibize kakuhle la gama, but ingathi sithi ngoku abaqhuba le restaurant. No, guys, I thought I should speak up because ibuhlungu into yenzeka pha. Like, yeah, I need a serious investigation. I'm mhlawumbi soft. Maybe I don't know how things work, but no ways. The first day I worked there, I came home with blisters, bendisopha, guys, because my feet were so sore. Like, but I told myself I'm gonna work hard, I'm gonna prove myself, but toxic like environment. They are so mean. The managers, like, mean girls on 100. I told myself, anayile 210 mzogoduka mna. The fuck off apanda. The goduka, guys. And now apparently they were looking for me, saying I owe them. Tomorrow mandizi nemali. Uban endikholaphi imali. Like, basically, I spent so much money. Guys, on literally on all of this, like equipment, indoni. Lungisani, if anyone from that restaurant sees this video, lungisani indlela enenza izinto. So since I posted the video izolo, some of the managers at Babel did try to call me, contact me, but I've not been returning their calls or their messages. One of the managers even went as far as DMing me on Instagram, offering to refund me for a uniform as well as the equipment in exchange for me taking down the video. Obviously, I did not respond to them, and it really saddens me because they think this is really just about the money. Yes, I did incur financial loss, but it's more about the principle. I thought that they would admit their wrongdoing and try to better the working conditions of the employees, but I don't think they see themselves in the wrong. They have gone as far as asking or making the employees report my account, report my videos. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm a student, but I'm also a part-time content creator. So apps like Instagram and TikTok, that's where I make a little bit of extra money. So them trying to get my account taken down is cruel because they are now taking my last source of income, or at least trying to, but hopefully it's not going to work. Yeah, so since I posted that video, there are abantu in my DM who have been sharing their testimonies, telling me about the experiences that they have had at Babel and other restaurants and clubs as well. It's really disheartening and heartbreaking, and I really hope that these restaurants can make an effort to right their wrongs and better the working conditions of the employees, because I just want to say thank you to you guys for all of the support. I see you guys in the comments. I see you guys leaving bad reviews under Google. You guys have even posted the video on Twitter. It's going viral. You guys have made such a great effort to create awareness. So I really appreciate what you guys are doing, because you're not only helping me, you're also helping the employees who are still working at Babel, because I quit mos ansaphangelipa. And I want to thank the people who have gone the extra mile, because there are people in my DMs who've been offering me job opportunities, who've been plugging me with job vacancies, trying to lessen the impact of the situation that Babel has put me in. And I want to say thank you for the EFF, especially for the action that they are taking against Babel. They released a statement. They said that they're going to go to Babel to make sure that employees are passing their employment contracts, basic salary, and whatnot. So thank you so much to the EFF. It just goes to show how united we are as a country. And
o ko siele monga restaurant ena mantswe a mabedi a mararo comment section mona gona ha o nso ka thwe o lahlele molangwana ho yena o no ka reng ho yena o bele hape o siele batho ba nang tsa ba sebetsa tlasa boemo bona ba sa bone bothata ba itshebeletsa ntle le mathata a letho a mararo comment sectioneng. Jwale o tle ho ausi enwa ya re thusitseng hakana go beta ba e tjena ke ena e qetella e tsebisahala. Jwalo ka ke hlalositse go tla fumana hona le batho ba bang ba ntseng ba diventana le ntho tsa mofuta ona o tjena. Bonang comment section TikTok na hona le motho a postileng eng comment section o TikTok o na le motho a postileng a itseng only 2 people were found without papers, the rest has papers. Ke motho a commentile moo ke ipotsa gona ebe ke motho wa go ka yena eno ya ba mo responda ba re 19 were foreigners, 17 were without papers, 2 out of the 19 was found with papers. Ya ba he o mo akgella lejwe ka morao hore hey ska batla go leka ba go buela dipuo tse re sa di tsebeng. Jwale ke bano ba hlalositse hona Bible e emetseng ha ba e qhaqholla batho bane bothata ba se bo le teng. Batho ba tla hlahisa dintho tse leng hore di a belaetsa mono, mme re tla bua ka tsona re maka le sefapano sa modimo. He ha e kwalo restaurant eno ha e kwalo kapa monga yona a etse dintho tse nepahetseng ke boitshwaro bo hlephileng ka ho fela ntho ena ntseng a etsa. Ha re kopaneng comment section wa bona tsela eo boemo bo leng ka yona South Africa hona jwale tje re kwatang re le batho re kare batho ba hlekefetswa taba tseo tse jwalo. Fela ho bela modimo nnete boemong bo bong batho ba tloha dinaheng tsa bo bona ba entse tlola molao ka taba balela South Africa.